This was not a full forensic audit. It was a red flag audit. The question is, did Khan's lifestyle, as seen in his charts, match his official disclosures? And the deeper question is, were gifts, benefits, cars, cash, property, or interest properly disclosed? What did he own? What did he receive? What did he declare? After taking the Madlanga Commission through the alleged tender syndicates, procurement access routes, private relationships, and misuse of office questions, Senior Counsel Hasim moved to a different chapter: finances, gifts, and lifestyle. That sequence matters. She expressly said this was not a gratuitous inquiry into Khan's private life. The senior counsel stated the purpose was narrower and more serious. Whether Major General Feroz Khan may have benefited financially from relationships already examined, from tender syndicates, or from misuse of his SAPS position. She also made it clear that she was not showing every lifestyle and wealth indicator in the charts, only enough to give the commissioners a sense of what is required for examination. That is why I would describe it in this recording as a mini lifestyle audit, not a complete forensic audit, not proof of unexplained wealth, but a deliberate red flag exercise. Why is the commission looking at the money? The commission has already spent hours examining alleged relationships involving Mohammed Said, Ismail Vali, the pilot, Gen 1, private commercial actors, state procurement opportunities, Khan's official access, confidential information, tender positioning. So the next question was obvious. Did Khan himself benefit? That is the bridge between tender evidence and the lifestyle evidence. The Madlanga Commission was effectively testing whether the charts showed only friendships, social relationships, helping acquaintances, or whether they also showed financial benefit, gifts, vehicles, luxury items like Rolex watches, property, unusual financial flows. That distinction is central. The farm. Senior Counsel Hasim began with photographs of a farm and vehicles on the property. She then connected these images to two separate chat exchanges. In December 2021 chat with Mohammed Said, images were shared between them too. "You are on the farm, bruh?" Khan replied, "Yes." Then our senior counsel moved on to January 2021 chat with Vali. Immediately before the exchange, there were photographs of the farm, and Vali asked, "Is that your farm?" And Khan replied, "G." And apparently G means yes. That gives us something stronger than a random photograph. The unanswered questions are therefore: who legally owned the farm? When was it acquired? What was the purchase price? How was it financed? Was it declared? Did Khan hold it directly, through family, through a company, or through another arrangement? The George house. Then the house. In an October 2020 exchange, Khan asked Valley, how is the new M5? Valley praised the BMW and encouraged him to get another one. Khan asked the price. Valley said he had approximately 2.3 million with carbon ceramics and could get Khan one at approximately 2.1 million if he did not push the specs. Khan responded, a bit heavy for me. I am building a house at the moment. All extra cash is going to the project. Valley asked, is that George? And Khan replied, yes. Senior counsel took the commissioners to photographs of the house under construction and later to another set showing the property looking more complete and, in her description, more luxurious. This is important because the Malanga Commission was not inferring that the George link from photographs alone. The question is, who owned the George property? What did the land cost? What did construction cost? How was it financed? Were there any bonds, loans, mortgage, whatever? Were contractors paid directly by Khan? Did any business associate contribute towards this house? Was the property properly disclosed? That is the lifestyle audit question. The vehicle question. The Commission's concern was not simply that General Khan liked luxury cars. It was much broader. Pretty much all men love cars in general. But for Khan, it is different. Senior counsel Hassim first took the commissioners through the WhatsApp chats where Khan discussed BMWs with businessman Ismail Vani. So continuing on with the conversation that they started, now we're in February 2021. Khan asked, Bra, work out a special price for the V8 M3 for me. Later, Valley asked, you fetching M3 or must I bring it? Khan replied, I will fetch it. These exchanges suggest an ongoing relationship involving luxury vehicles, special pricing, and vehicle discussions. They also occurred alongside procurement-related conversation that the Commission has already examined. And if you need a proper detail of these tenders and deals that General Khan was doing, you can go on my profile because I have a detail of all the tenders there. Then the disclosure forms changed. Senior Counsel Hassim then moved away from the charts and into General Khan's official financial disclosure forms. What she showed immediately caught the attention of Commissioner Valoy. According to disclosures, the previous disclosure showed no vehicles listed. The year before that, only one vehicle listed. In 2024-25 disclosure, 30 vehicles were listed. That dramatic change prompted Commissioner Valoy to ask an obvious question. Looking at the disclosure forms and pending any explanation from General Khan, who was at the hospital, the forms appear to suggest that these vehicles had been acquired during the financial year 2024-2025. So in 1 year, Khan had acquired 30 vehicles. He noted that this disclosure reflected vehicles with values such as 500,000 rands, 700,000 rands, and 900K, 950K, and observed that nothing was recorded as still being owed on these vehicles, so which means he bought them for cash. Commissioner Valoy then therefore remarked that on the face of the disclosures, it appeared the vehicles had been acquired and paid fully. 4. Senior counsel Hassim agreed with the commissioner's reasoning, so it would have been acquired fully for cash. Yeah, in 1 year. The commission was not finding that General Khan had unlawfully purchased 30 vehicles in 1 year, nor was it making a final finding that he personally bought 30 cars in that 1 year. Rather, it highlighted an apparent anomaly in his own disclosure forms. The questions arising from these disclosure forms included: why did the disclosure move from 0 vehicles to 30 in 1 year? Were these vehicles personally owned? Were they owned through one or more companies? Were they dealership stock? Were they financed, leased, or fully paid? If they were fully paid, what was the lawful source of those funds? Why did the disclosure forms show no liabilities in relation to those vehicles? Why did this significant change attract no comment from the officials responsible for reviewing the disclosures? Senior counsel Hassim also pointed out that the disclosure forms contained no explanatory comments despite such a dramatic change, and questioned whether the forms had received any meaningful review at all. The commission therefore left the matter at this point. The luxury BMW discussions and to special pricing, official disclosure forms, 30 vehicles suddenly appearing in these disclosure forms, no recorded liabilities, no debt on these vehicles, no explanatory comments. A financial explanation is required. The 150,000 cash transaction. This may be one of the most striking financial exchanges. In a chat with Feroz Isse, General Khan says, "Do you need cash 150,000? Isse responds, "Salam, will take it." Khan then says, "I will send it with Uzi. You can EFT for me on the 28th. Isse agrees. General Khan then discusses dropping it off and later sends an account information for the EFT. Then comes the detail that caught the senior counsel's attention. Isse asks for need an account. After a call, Khan provides the account name. According to the senior counsel, the account name was not General Khan's name. It was in the name of his minor son. That creates a specific financial chain. Offers 150,000 cash. Cash is sent to Uzi and is delivered. Uzi repays by an EFT later. Bank details supplied. Account name identified as Khan's minor son. And this is money laundering 101. This deserves serious forensic examination. The unanswered questions are: where did the 150,000 cash come from? Why was the cash being converted into an EFT later? Why was the repayment directed to a minor child's account? Was the account beneficially controlled by Khan? Was the transaction declared? Was explanation existed for using a child's account? Was Uzi acting merely as a courier, or did he have a wider role? He is a laundry machine. This Uzi guy is a laundry machine. The Rolex luxury watch exchange. Still in the Feroz Isse chart, Hassim moved to another sequence. Isse sends Khan photographs of luxury watches, including Rolex watches. And he says, choose which one. Khan selects one of the images. The watch identified in the hearing was a Submariner. And Khan responds, this one, please. Then there are calls, and the chat ends. Commissioner Valoy immediately asked whether Issei might simply be a watch seller and whether that explained the 150,000 payment. We don't know if that is related. Hasim's answer is important. She said, in substance, that the commission knew who Issei was, and he was not in the watch business. It, she also said Issei belonged to another theme that would need to be developed properly at some time. So, which means we are not done with the Khan bundle. It looks like these evidence leaders are going to come back. That leaves a major unresolved issue. Was the watch purchased? Was it a gift? Who paid for it? What was its value? Was it delivered? Was it declared? The transcript does not yet answer those questions, but the exchange is plainly relevant to a gifts and benefits in inquiry. The gift question. This is where the evidence must be handled carefully. A photograph of a Rolex does not prove a gift. A discussion about a car does not prove corruption. A house does not prove unexplained wealth. A farm does not prove illicit enrichment. But senior counsel Hasim was not presenting each item in isolation. She was building a cumulative picture. The farm, the George property, the luxury vehicles, 150,000 cash, the minor son's account, luxury watch selection, and she expressly linked the inquiry to whether General Khan may have benefited financially from relationships, tender syndicates, and or misuse of SAP's position. That is why the cumulative pattern matters more than one single item. So you have to look at the whole picture. The disclosure test. This is the point where genuine lifestyle audit would go beyond WhatsApp chats, and the real exercise is not, does Khan own expensive things? A senior official may lawfully own expensive things. The real exercise is, do the assets match the lawful income, and were the required interest and benefits disclosed? The forensic comparison should be official salary and allowance versus the property acquisition and construction cost, financial disclosures versus farm interest, declared gifts versus luxury watch evidence, declared accounts and interest versus 150K route towards a minor son's account, declared vehicles versus the special price and collection chart, declared conflicts versus relationships with businessmen appearing in procurement discussions. That is the real test. Why the relationships matter. If these charts involved random friends with no connection to Khan's official role, the interpretation would be different. Most likely, we would not be having this hearing. But the commission has already presented some of the same relationships in other contexts. That is what makes the lifestyle chapter significant. The working concern becomes business relationship, tender discussions, official access, commercial positioning, and separately, same relationship, car discussions, special pricing, cash movement, luxury items, property and lifestyle indicators. The commission has not at this stage proved that one causes the other, but the senior counsel has stated the purpose was precisely to ask whether there was a financial benefit connection.